Hello guys, Techmaster back with another video. So today we're going to be comparing the iPhone 11, the iPhone SE 2022, and the iPhone SE 2020, or second generation SE and third generation SE. So there is quite a bit of differences between this phone. The iPhone SE 2 and the SE 3 are pretty related. So let's start with the price. So the iPhone 11 is $499 for 64 gigabytes and for 128 gigabytes, $549. The iPhone SE is $500, and I actually have to check the price, but yeah, let me just check. $579 for 256. So yeah, that's pretty good. So to be completely honest, I think you can find the iPhone SE 2 for about $200, and to be completely honest, I think the iPhone SE 3 is better than the iPhone 11, and I'll tell you exactly why. So obviously the iPhone SE looks more like older, but internally and all that is going to be better. So the iPhone 11, to be honest, I think the iPhone 11 is overpriced for right now. Keep in mind, yes, it has a bigger display, but it's still the same resolution basically as the iPhone SE 2 and SE 3. It's got a 326 ppi display. It's the lower quality LCD display, so it's still not as good. And yeah, again, this phone is almost 3 years old, and they still offer it for pretty overpriced. So I wouldn't buy the iPhone 11 personally. I think that's the bad choice. The iPhone SE 3 you can get for double the storage for just $30 more. For 256 gigabytes, you're getting 5G, you're getting a 15 Bionic chip, you're getting you're getting a way more improvements over the iPhone 11 and the iPhone SE 2. So I think, to be completely honest, I'll make this video pretty short. I think the iPhone SE 3 is a better value, or is the best value phone. The iPhone SE 3, I think, is the best value phone here. It has an A15 Bionic chip, 16-core neural engine, and the battery life is still pretty good. I mean, the iPhone 11's battery life isn't that great either, so I wouldn't just buy it just because it says an extra 2 hours. The iPhone SE 3 is still pretty good. I mean, probably can't make it through the day, but the iPhone 11 can't really either, so. The iPhone SE 2 has terrible battery life, by the way. 13 hours, that's really bad. The iPhone 10 and a couple other phones have the same. The iPhone SE 3 still has pretty good battery life, maybe the same as an iPhone 11, so. Yeah, the colors, we have pretty nice colors. The midnight on the iPhone SE 3 is really cool. We have Starlight, Product Red, Black, White, Product Red on the SE 2, and yellow, purple, green, black, white, and Product Red on the iPhone 11. I'm just putting them all in red colors. So yeah, pretty much to make it simple, I think the iPhone SE 3 is the best value. And again, this has 256 gigabytes, and it's the best. So let's talk about a couple things. They all work on all the carriers. Cool, pretty cool. Cellular. We have 5G again on the SE third generation. It's not millimeter wave. There's no millimeter wave antenna, so unfortunately there's no millimeter wave. But yeah, you still do get 5G. So if you don't have a lot to spend, or if you're a kid trying to just and you don't have too much to spend, or you don't want the highest end phone, you can just get the iPhone SE because you'll still have 5G. And some people don't even get millimeter wave anyway, so I mean, it is definitely better. Millimeter wave is really nice to have, but obviously you don't need it. So the iPhone SE 3, the point is you'll be happy with the cellular. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it's pretty good. And then comparing the red colors, I would say the iPhone SE has a darker red, the third generation, and compared to the iPhone SE 2 and iPhone 11 look pretty similar. And again, the cameras, yes, you're getting better cameras on the iPhone 11, but to be honest, they're not the best either during nighttime shots and things like that. And the iPhone SE, as long as you're not doing a bunch of ultra wide shots and things like that, I mean, the cameras are improved actually on the iPhone SE. You have HDR video and a bunch of other things from the iPhone 13. So even though you don't have two cameras and you only have one lens, it's got impressive video quality compared to the other two phones. The iPhone 11 does not have those features, so you're getting older camera quality. Keep that in mind. Again, like I said, I think that's something to keep in mind. Let's see. Yeah, you have Smart HDR, the best Smart HDR on the iPhone SE3. Yeah. Yeah. You have, yeah, you know, like, you have a bunch of this other cool stuff. Let's talk about the battery life quickly. So, this is the last thing we'll talk about. So as you can see, the iPhone 11 does have the best battery life. Audio playback is the best. iPhone SE 2 is way, way behind. But like I said, video playback on the iPhone SE 2 or SE 3 and iPhone 11 is the same, about 10 hours. Video playback is extra 2 hours or more on the 11, but probably less, to be honest, because the iPhone 11, keep in mind, even if you buy it new, it only lasted about 4 hours. Recently, Mr. Who's the Boss tested it and only got about 4 hours of screen on time with the iPhone 11, and like with the SE2, he only got about 3 hours and 38 minutes. So there's not too much difference in that. And then video playback streamed again, like it says, same thing. And you have the fastest fast charging on the SE3 too. So, yeah, I mean. Anyway, that's it for today's video, and subscribe. I was just comparing these two phones, but yeah, I think the iPhone SE3 is probably the best. Don't get me wrong, it definitely looks outdated, but it doesn't look like too outdated, to be honest. Like, I mean, it is outdated, but it has internal specs are really good. So it has the iPhone 13 specs, or the iPhone 13 internal specs. So the A15 Bionic chip is the fastest chip in a smartphone. So I would definitely, if you get a phone for $400 with the fastest chip, you're gonna want to do that if you care about that. So the iPhone 11 and iPhone SE have an A13 Bionic chip, which is a 7nm chip, so it's not gonna be as fast. So anyway, that sums up this video, and subscribe.